Well, welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology, hosted by Liftoff Agent. Some things behind the scenes and the works with that, so stay tuned. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we would love for you to comment below with what you learn. As today, we're going to go to Dallas, Texas, and we're going to interview another person who's leveraging YouTube to be able to showcase some properties, lifestyle, and also market updates. So let's go ahead and bring in the one and only, our co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. What's up, Dan?
Hey, what's up?
How's your day going, man? I know you were kind of feeling under the weather. You feel a little better yet?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm feeling slowly but surely.
It's like 'tis the season, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Sick. That's crazy.
Everyone's sick. I know. It's like as soon as you get better, you're like, thank God. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick off the show, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology, your number one resource to get the inside scoop from top performing real estate professionals. How are they growing their business utilizing technology in today's market? Hear also from top performing coaches that can help and serve you in your real estate business, and also technology providers. Let's go deeper with these technology providers to ask them how they got where they're at today and how maybe their services could better serve your real estate business. A big shout out to Liftoff Agent for sponsoring our podcast. Go ahead and go to liftoffagent.com to learn about their marketing and positioning services to help scale your real estate business. If you haven't already done so, like the episode, subscribe. We want you to comment on YouTube what you learned from the episode and give us a review if you're going to be listening and streaming this podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you and enjoy this week's podcast of Real Estate vs. Technology. All right. Welcome back, Dan. Should we bring in the guest today? All right. So today we're going to go to Dallas, Texas. He's a broker owner of Bentley Fine Properties, and we have the one and only Chris Bentley on the show. Welcome, man. I was checking out your YouTube channel. I can see that you like supercars, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely love Lambos.
I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah, I saw you had done some video and photography and some various different lifestyle type video work in the Miami, Florida area. I gotta say, man, Miami is amazing. Is it not?
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it. I try to go there every year, and I'm trying to go. I'm probably gonna be there middle of March, right before Ultra Fest. So yeah.
Okay. Do you is it somewhere where you like to go and do video work and lifestyle type work when you're there to like maximize and like ride it off? Or
yeah, exactly. Or like meet some people, do everything like that. Yep, and write off everything.
Cool. I love that. What was that? Schitt's Creek? That's a write-off. I love it. Especially when it's on your YouTube channel and you're like literally, I mean, you think about Bentleys, right? And like with that being your last name and the forefront of your brand, it's like, that's pretty prestigious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started the company to be, to cater to luxury individuals and the lifestyle. So, like some people love it, some people don't, it is what it is. But that's what I wanted to really kind of put out to everybody, that like we know what it's like to live that lifestyle. So it's cool.
Exactly. Why not? I mean, and that's the thing. I think anyone who's viewing and listening, find your niche. Have fun with it, right? Whatever it is. And I know before we got on air, you said you've been 20 plus years in the industry. And I'm just curious, like what made you get in the industry?
At the time I was doing financial services, and then I got into loans. And during that time, that was before you had to have a license to do mortgages. So it was pre-boom, obviously. So, and financial collapse. So it was just a lot of money to be made. I mean, people that were like, cutting hair and people that did nails were loan, originators. So it was just a different time. And I was bartending at the time. So just kind of trying to make ends meet. And I ended up running into, or actually somebody introduced me to a guy that was like 27. I was younger than him, or actually I was older than him. He was younger than me, and he just bought a brand new S-Class. And for me, I was like, man, like, I don't know what this dude is doing, but whatever it is, like I have to do it, So
give me some
I tell this story all the time. I was like, like whatever that guy wanted, like whatever I had to do, like I would do it. So if he wanted me to like come over at 3 a.m. with like breakfast tacos, like I would do it. Like it is what it is, man. If I had to sleep in my car to like go to the next appointment, like I do it. I just wanted to get to that level. So.
What movie was that? Dan reminds me of, was that Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. Exactly.
I love that. That's super cool. And then so now 20 years plus, was it all the things that you thought, or like I'm sure there's ups and downs and all the things. But,
I mean, there's a
how's it
lot of
going?
ups and downs. I think, it's a lot easier being just an agent than it is being a broker. It's a lot more fun being a broker, but it's just a lot easier being an agent. I mean, all you have to do all day long is just prospect. I mean, and close. That's all you have to do as an agent. As a broker, you got to, make sure the ship floats and make sure it's going in the right direction and everybody is on board. I mean, there's just a lot to it. So it's just a lot different, but it's rewarding. Yeah,
I can imagine. Jeez, that's awesome.
Like what really, Dallas is a very diverse place, right? And so geographically, like where are you putting that focus into your video plan for YouTube? So that, is it specific neighborhoods? Is it specific like area, suburbs? Like, why don't you give us a little fill in on that and how you select?
Yeah, I mean, I only target certain areas, and then outside of that, I really don't like target those other areas. So like you probably won't see stuff from areas that I don't necessarily work or want to market. But everything that you're going to see on my YouTube channel is going to be stuff that I want to market. And then of course, like when I go to listing appointments, people are going to be like, oh, like I saw that you listed this home in, just an example, like McKinney for over $1 million. Like, so I know that you sell $1 million homes. So like, it's just kind of like an online resume of sort to be like, okay, like he sells these types of homes, or he's sold before in Addison, or, some other places that, let's say that there's a listing appointment in Addison. So they'd be like, oh, like there's some connection there.
I like that.
Yeah.
And where are you seeing the most, like, I know we're talking about YouTube here, but where are you seeing the biggest boom in luxury sales in Dallas?
Where could be like really north of it, the Frisco area, Prosper, because it has more land and it's newer. All that new construction is really like the hottest ticket right now here. And then of course, a lot of relocation. We're, I think, 1 or 2 in the country for relocation. So, no state taxes. People are, the bigger corporations are moving here. So a lot of people are just, influxing in. We saw a lot of it, like, this past year. It's kind of slowed down a little bit because of the recession and a lot of layoffs and stuff like that. And a lot of projects aren't getting re-upped. But once the economy kind of straightens back up, we're going to continue to see that. I think Florida is like number 1. I was looking at the numbers the other day, like, and Vegas is like kind of right behind us.
Wow, interesting. What's a price point in that area as far as when you think about luxury? Like, what would be like the starting point? Because I know out there you get so much more for your money than like maybe California.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like luxury is 2 commas. Like, there's got to be $1 million. But for here, like what they consider luxury is probably like 650 and higher.
Okay. And what would like a 650 and higher price point, like what would that buy you in your area?
I mean, it's going to be a 2-level. It's going to be 4 or 5 bedrooms. It's going to have 3 baths. We don't have basements here in Texas because of the foundation issues. So you're only going to get 2 levels. Or it could be a really nice townhome that's 3 levels. We have like, or a 4-level. It has a rooftop patio. Wow. So it just depends on what part of town you're kind of looking in. But yeah, there's some really nice stuff out here. And like I said, it's originally the Dallas market is just really old. Like Dallas, like city, like actual Dallas city is really old. It's like 1940s, 1920s, 1900s.
Wow.
And then going more north is going to be the newer stuff. So that's what people really like. I mean, if you're going to come here and you're going to move into a brand new home, I mean, it sounds a lot better than moving into somebody else's home. So it's just, a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that a lot with the booming relocation markets, is that like that whole new construction fad is what everybody wants. Right. So focusing your time and effort and attracting those types of people is huge. It's just a higher demand cycle. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you move into a home, you have literally like no maintenance unless like something breaks. And that's going to be like pretty rare. Everything's guaranteed, for 10 years for structural, and then the inside's guaranteed for 5 years. And then I think the appliances are the same way. So, I mean, you're really moving into something that's like turnkey, outside of like some small stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. And when it comes to your YouTube channel, do you recommend editing or keep it super simple, point and shoot? I see that you do some editing on some stuff and looking at some of the thumbnails that you have, and what's worked for you and what would you give for advice out there?
I started a YouTube channel just like as an agent, which was Christy Bentley. You can look it up. It's really old. And that was before the advent of really doing a lot of like virtual tours with a camera. So like
Yeah.
I had like the whole like selfie stick and like a, an iPhone and be like out like, like, hey, I'm Chris Bentley and like take a look at this like, kitchen. And that really helped me during the COVID, transition, because everybody was like, hey, can you show me this home like while I'm sitting on my couch or in bed or whatever. So like I was really good at that, and I transferred those skills to that. But then a lot of people that were really into camera work and had some experience came in into more of like that space, and then I had to kind of up my game and get a professional video person and somebody to cut and edit and stuff like that. So I gave up the whole selfie stick stuff, but I know like angles, I know like how I'm going to present, I know the tour, I know how it's going to be shown. And a lot of that really helps instead of just kind of being like, here's my money, go figure it out.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think in terms of success stories, like any success stories that you can think of, what have happened with YouTube? Yeah,
I mean, people like it's crazy. Like somebody will see my stuff and it'll be in the same neighborhood, and I'm pretty recognizable. Like, so like people would be like, oh yeah, like I saw you do a bunch of open houses, or like I saw that you sold my home for like the highest comp in the neighborhood. Like I want you to sell my home. And I'll be like, who is this? And it was just like a random call, like, hey, like, I want you to sell my house. I'm like, who is this? And it's just like a lot of that stuff. Or it'll be, I try to focus more on like showing that I'm the expert in the field. So, like why I do like a lot of the video market updates, because I want people to be like, oh, like this guy really has like a good pulse on what's going on with the market. And then from that, like a lot of relocation people that are buyers that come over here, they've seen a lot of that stuff. So they watch to see like what's going on with the market in the Dallas area. And then, it just kind of correlates that. And like I said, it's kind of like an online resume. People are like, oh, wow, like he really knows, so.
Yeah. It's credibility, the authority building. That's what everybody wants to know, right?
Absolutely.
It's huge.
I love that. No, that's awesome. I've seen your old YouTube channel. I see that here. Your last video is a couple years ago. And then now I see the new one. You could see the difference as far as some of the things that you're doing, and definitely the video work is more professional, and you can see the difference for sure. And then I see your call to action as far as, hey, you're thinking about moving to Dallas, let's talk, right? And do you recommend call to actions for people listening and viewing in as far as something that they need to take advantage of in their marketing, in their videos, on their YouTube channel?
I mean, you absolutely have to have a hook. I don't think you have to be like as blatant as I was back then. I mean, people know that like if they're interested, they're gonna reach out to you. But back then it was, there wasn't really, it was the advent of really like Facebook advertising, like back when you can run a Facebook ad and like everybody would see it. Now it's like a little bit different. So back then it was just, it was pretty like new. So I just, you try stuff. I always love trying it and just kind of see if it worked. And, I was a hungry agent. So I was like, anything is a good thing. So yeah, I did that, but now I don't do it as blatantly. Like, they can reach out. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome.
Well, I think the luxury market needs that personality and that touch. And, just looking over your videos now and just kind of looking at like, is there anything wild card that you want to try in the next 6 months to a year that you've been thinking of, like any creative video concept?
I mean, I think the whole neighborhood tours thing is really starting to boom. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with it. Now they're, selling seminars and doing different things with it, which is cool. Like, no shade on my game like that. I'm happy for them. But I think a lot more people are doing that. I think, honestly, this is going to be the dawn of like the copycat era for YouTube, because everything's, for the most part, like been done before, and people are just going to try to do it their own way. And they've been doing it for a while, but I think it's just going to be a lot more people now that they see that other people are having success with YouTube, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I can get girls and cars and drive around, Miami, or I could do really nice video tours and people are already, or I could do, really specific, best top 5, pizza places in Dallas, or just stuff like that. It's just, fill up a lot of content.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I feel like that's what's coming up more and more. We're seeing that, like, living in Dallas, Texas, there's like the Levi Elastics and a lot of different people out there, Mike Sherrard's, and like they're putting out this content now. And that's why I wanted to really harp on this series, because of the fact that we see YouTube is turning into this new animal. And I do agree with you, Chris. I think that the copycats are going to be coming up more. And I think that what's going to happen is that you'll watch 5 videos and you'll say, I like Chris. I like his personality. I like what he has to say. I connect with him. What do they say? Like, your vibe creates your tribe. So I see that coming up more so. And so, yeah, we'll be interested to follow you. And we highly recommend anyone who's viewing and listening to go ahead and go in the description, click a link, give a subscribe to the Bentley Fine Properties YouTube channel. And we'd love to keep up with you, Chris, and see how that unravels, and potentially having you again next year, and being able to see how all that worked out for you.
Yeah, I love to do that. I think it's going to be really cool. Like, I have a lot of stuff lined up this month, or I should say this year. I was allocating more money towards marketing for YouTube stuff. So it's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more different stuff I want to do. But, we'll see what happens. I'm an acquired taste. Not everybody likes me. So
love your transparency and honesty about it.
Yeah, it's hard to, I play the card that's dealt, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't have a family, like, I don't live in a big house, like, I don't have and 2 Labrador retrievers, like, I'm not stereotyping anybody, but it's just like, that's kind of like the prototypical, realtor that, that sells. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, and people gravitate towards that. And like, I'm the complete opposite. Like, I'm a single dude. Like, I like to go out and have fun. I like to drive expensive cars. Like, I like to have really nice stuff. So, and there's plenty of people just like that out there that I cater to.
I love that. Hey, keeping it real, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And there's enough people, I'm sure, for us all to work with, right? At the end of the day. And I love that. And if there's anything that you would want to leave for our viewers and listeners, I'm sure someone who's listening right now who is single, right? And either wants to get their license, already has their license, wants to do more with YouTube, any suggestions, any ideas, getting into the business, what you would maybe give to them to help them have quicker, faster success?
Yeah, I think the starting point is not the end point. So, like, if you look at my first video, like, it's terrible. But like, I basically like read off a script from Wolf of Wall Street and just catered it towards real estate. Like, I was wearing like an undershirt underneath my like shirt. It was just like I blinked a lot, and like, ended with me like kind of blinking, my eyes closed. Like, there's like, you can't really screw up any more than that, right? So like, that was the first one, and it's cool, and like, you just kind of continue on your journey. But when you like been doing it for a while, you can go back and be like, oh my God, like, look how terrible that is, and just have a good laugh about it versus like trying to be perfect every single time. It's just, there's no way.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep it real, be you, and have fun, and you'll progress.
Exactly.
Chris, this is fun, man. Appreciate you being on the show. We subscribe to your channel, gonna follow your journey, watch a bunch of your videos. So keep it up, man. Looking forward to having you back on this time next year and seeing, what changes. And if you did any of those type of videos, and viewers and listeners out there, give the man a follow, subscribe, check them out online. You'll have some more people that can support you there, Chris. So thanks so much for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, Dan. Thanks for co-hosting as always.
Yeah. Great to meet you, Chris.
You too.
And all our viewers and listeners, we hope you found value from today's episode, as it is our intention for you to apply what you learned to your business, have more massive success. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. Now, what did you learn? Comment below, and we will see you on the next one.